So can a game be considered a failure after 2 days? We're going to be talking about that. And hello, and welcome to Food for Thought. So, the media is jumping on Bayonetta 2 after 2 days of sale, and people are buying it. They are actually thinking this game is a failure. And so I'm going to do something a little different on this show. I'm going to remove the bias and the doom and gloom from the article and give it to you just raw information. Then I'm going to show you the article that they post, and then I'm going to give you some additional information that a user has discovered. And I've researched this topic, and I don't really feel comfortable with what the media is doing. So Bayonetta 2 has sold under 4,000 copies, just under 4,000 copies in Japan during its first week and 2 days. On the market, it is coming in at third of all video games, right behind Smash Bros. And this is also excluding all digital sales of the game. There you go, that's the information, right? Okay. So here is the IGN article written by Mike Mahardy. Bayonetta 2 has released September 20th in Japan, and it is showing low sales so far. 38,828 copies of Bayonetta 2 were sold since release, according to 4Gamer. By comparison, the first Bayonetta sold 135,242 copies on the PS3 and 325,000 on the Xbox 360 in 2009 during its first week. That is an 81% decrease of the first week's sales. Between the first entry and the sequel, which is a Wii U exclusive, however, the game was released Saturday, September 20th, and hasn't had a full week on stores. Then why did you post this article? And this mirrors several other articles that I was able to find online, all of which spewing the exact same thing. And so this is the IGN article, but if this is truly the case, if this is truly doing so bad, then how come it has an attach rate of 2.2%? And I have to thank an IGN user by the name of Mr. Brooks, because he gave some information that the media is excluding, and here is that information. In Japan, the Wii U has a current install base of 1.8 million. Also, of early 2010, shortly after the release of Bayonetta in Japan, the PS3 had an install base of 10 million. 360 had 1.5 million. The attach rate number of console-specific video games purchased for each console sold... Wait, what? Each console sold. Oh, the attach rate equals the number of console-specific video games purchased for each console sold. The attach rate of Bayonetta after 7 days in Japan, a full week, PS3 was at 1.35%, and the Xbox 360 was at 4.3%. Gotta say, that Xbox 360 attach rate's incredible. The attach rate of Bayonetta 2 after 2 days, 2 single days in Japan, is at 2.2%. In conclusion, the attach rate of Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U has already surpassed the original Bayonetta on the PS3, but is only half of the attach rate of the 360. However, the Wii U attach rate will grow since it's only 5 days in, unaccounting for... are still only 5 days in, and this does not account for a full week on the Wii U. So what does this leave us with? What is the big problem? Well, the big problem is the media is willing to jump onto a bandwagon without all the information, or without giving all of the information, so that their stories can seem doom and gloom and rack up ad revenue. And we're going to talk a little bit more on that. So I ask this question again. Is Bayonetta 2 old enough to be considered a failure when it's only released in one country and yet has had a high attach rate? I don't think so. And all these doom and gloom articles are really just trying for one thing: to get your clicks, to get money, and to get attention. Now, all things YouTube videos and news articles alike do these kinds of things. I mean, I personally try to make titles that people will click on, but it's one thing when it's the title, and it's another when it's misinformation. And here's the funny thing, a lot of people don't do this. They don't research something past the first time they've read it. So I saw this article and thought, this is terrible, really bad. And then I kept seeing users comment saying that X, Y, and Z. So I did independent research to find that it is third in the games sold, coming behind Smash Bros. Launching on the same week as Smash Bros. Not a very good combination in general, but it is only in Japan, and it's third, and it's behind Smash Bros. And so again, I really think that there's a lot of factors that the media, clearly in the article I showed you, did not include, did not do, because they want you to believe the doom and the gloom, and to come back and keep visiting and seeing these wars emerge in the comment section, because you know what? That makes them money. And I understand that that makes them money, but I have lost most of the respect I have ever had for the media, because over the last few years, I have noticed a downward trend in their ability to form independent opinions. They are working in a like-minded mindset that everything that isn't over 1 million is doomed, and it's terrible. It really is just terrible. They will jump on it before all of the data is cleared. They will attack before the smoke clears just so they could be first. And this is crazy. This really is crazy. We're never going to be able to get all of the information from them because all of the information doesn't exist. Now, what will happen if they are proven wrong? What if in the rest of the week the sales triple? Which, if they triple, would easily defeat the Xbox 360 sales, would be slightly behind on the PS3 sales. So what happens if that happens? Well, nothing. They won't change their information. They will not change it unless forced to change it. And that is one of the biggest problems in media to date, is that they can show you exactly what they want to show you, and then nothing else. And that's how all forms of media work, both gaming journalism and other forms of journalism, like literary, movie, and even politics. In fact, actually, a lot of politics. And it seems very political how these websites are running. And here's the really funny thing. They will ignore this data if they get the chance. If Bayonetta 2 hits the States and sells more than what it sold, like Bayonetta 1 sold, I can guarantee you there are going to be websites who aren't even going to report on that, who aren't even going to talk about it. And why? It's because of how the media works. So I urge you, research everything. When you hear something other than this game is coming out, research it. When you see a review for a game, research it. Bayonetta 2 has been consistently hitting high marks in Japan, meaning 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10s, 5 out of 5s. They are hitting it 100% in Japan. And so this game is good, and it's just going to keep growing. But people want to jump on it after 2 days. Research, people. They didn't even mention the high scores in the article on IGN. And so I want you guys to just think and act and just stop believing everything you're told. So thanks for watching. I cannot believe I had to make this video. I, at one point, actually thought that the news media was a pretty good thing. I always got my information and sometimes got trusted opinions. But the problem is, it is slipping down a hole, and I really think that they are charging ahead, racing to create this, even though they don't have enough data. My hat off to the one website that waits a full week before reporting on this. My hat off to the guys who came and did the math and figured out exactly how much it sold. So thank you guys. You can click the pie, go back to our channel. You can subscribe and see all of our videos. I usually do happier subjects than this, but this is the first time I've ever really been frustrated by this type of a thing. And was thinking about how I was going to do this, and today it finally became clear. So I thank you guys again. Wolfie.